welcome to the video. Before we get into it, I'm just going to give everyone 20 seconds who hasn't seen episode 6 to go watch episode 6 right now. I'm sure you clicked on this video because of the title, and for those who haven't watched episode 6, don't worry. It's in the air. We don't know actually what happened. It's implied, but we don't actually get to see it. It's just implied that she dies. And not in the way you'd think either. So, go watch it. Still a mystery, really not spoiling anything for you. Just go watch it. You'll figure it out yourself. All right. And, well, we're going to start right about now. All right. So leave if you haven't watched it. All right, let's go. So V isn't dead. What do I mean by that? At the end of the episode 6, it is implied that V dies. However, it should be noted that anything that is implied to happen without us actually seeing it isn't what actually happens in Murder Drones. This is a running theme. Same thing if it is implied that it's going to happen. With that being said, let's move on. The two creeps, as I'm going to refer to them, were seen trying to dissect our main cast and were removing the cores and storing them. They were specifically removing the cores of the disassembly drones to stop them from turning into elder liches, as they have done with previous disassembly drones in the facility. Well, those two creeps are now dead, so without them, any disassembly drone that does die in the facility will not have their core removed when they die or before they die. So, what will happen now? The Sentinels, being the Velociraptor drones, will not be able to destroy this core. This is very evident as from, well, previous episodes. In fact, in the first episode, we see Uzi use her railgun to literally blow up Jay's torso. It's gone, or incinerated, whatever, however you want to describe it. And that's where the core is located, in the part of Jay that was obliterated. We know this because when the baby spider thing is fishing around in Jay's internals, it was going for the core so that they could store it in a jar. Right? And where was he fishing around? In N's chest. It's the most likely spot anyway. Likely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So if that's where the core is located, we've seen the core break down and turn into a black hole. There's no way that the there's no way that the Sentinels are going to be able to destroy it. It's not possible. The only way to deal with it is to store it, like the two creeps, as I've previously mentioned, were doing. But that's no longer possible. So what will happen? Well, as long as that core survives, that means V can survive. And that's the point I'm trying to get across. This means that not only will V most likely survive, but it means that V will most likely be the second foe that they fight in the 7th episode, assuming that Doll is the first foe, as I imagine their confrontation will happen in the 7th episode, even if Doll decides to be cooperative, as V ended up having to sacrifice herself because of Doll's actions. This isn't surprising. And after that confrontation, they're going to probably return to the surface, and since Uzi can't use her powers without further infecting herself, they're going to do it the old-fashioned way. By doing that, well, they're going to have to go up the elevator shaft and run into V before they make it to the surface, right? So what kind of Elder Lich would V turn out to be, and what would she look like? Well, let's look at Finn's forms of the past. In episode 5, we actually see her in her smallest state when she has the least amount of resources at Elliot's Manor. This makes sense. When she spawns through Jay and at the colony, she gets way bigger because she has way more to work with. This makes sense. Well, V has a ton of worker corpses, disassembly corpses, and sentinel robots, or drones, whatever you want to call them, that she can pull from. And sentinels would probably be very easy to kill as an Elder Lich, because think of it, you create a projection, they fall for it because they're stupid, that's their personality, they're basically velociraptors, and then you stab them. Easy. Right? So she would probably take a ton of traits from all three of the drones mentioned, as well as pursue her own personal style weaponry. So it would be actually different from Sin's. The reason being is he might be pretty independent here, or Uzi might actually be in charge, and maybe Uzi goes rogue. This would not be surprising. Even if Uzi isn't killed, the Absolute Solver can straight up take over, and she might use V to attack Ann and Tessa when they return to the surface. Who knows? It could be that. Maybe that's not the case, and V does it all by herself because Uzi didn't put up the same rules as the administrator, and maybe she creates a projection of herself as being normal, and whether she pretends to be normal throughout the rest of the series or pretends to be normal and then gets revealed, or pretends to be normal and proceeds to kill N as she's actually lost her marbles. Who knows? She would have many things that would cause this, such as the Absolute Solver itself, as Sin in episode 1 actually showed that when the drones are being reconstructed, this program will try to activate inside of them. She blocked it. In fact, there it is right there. See it?
So Sin blocked the Absolute Solver in N. Uzi is most likely not even aware that this could happen. Not only that, but V's core could combine with the core stored in the oven, which could lead to a scary result. Nori was able to find a way of suppressing the Absolute Solver, so perhaps after our team saves Uzi from a similar fate, maybe they'll save V. Oh, I forgot to mention, when the disassembly core is damaged, it turns into a black hole to repair itself. And if the Sentinel attacks that black hole core, or whatever you want to call it, they'd probably be damaged. They'll probably damage themselves and not the core. Other than that, I have nothing else concerning V coming back to life. With that said and done, thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and share it with others who you think would also like the video, as I know V dying was a huge blow to the community, so this would probably put some people's minds at ease. I don't know. I'm sure someone would like to hear it, though, especially if you were, I don't know, an Envy shipper. I know they probably took the biggest hit from this. Regardless, if you enjoyed it, like and share.